Hey everyone, and welcome. If you work anywhere near chemicals, whether that's a high-tech lab or a factory floor, there is one document that is your absolute best friend, your secret weapon for safety. Today, we're going to decode it. We're going to make chemical safety simple, accessible, and maybe even a little less intimidating.
So let me ask you a question. In a workplace that's full of complex machinery and potentially hazardous stuff, what is the single most important, but probably most overlooked document of them all?
You guessed it, it's the Safety Data Sheet, or SDS. Now, you might have heard it called an MSDS in the past, but it's been updated and standardized globally. The absolute best way to think about it? It's the user manual for every single chemical you work with.
Okay, so why is this user manual so darn important? Well, its purpose is incredibly simple, but it is absolutely critical to your safety.
The SDS covers the entire life of a chemical in your workplace. Seriously, it's not just for emergencies. It tells you how to handle it safely from day one, how to store it so it doesn't cause problems, how to move it around, and even how to get rid of it responsibly when you're done. It's the whole shebang.
Now, I get it. Opening up an SDS for the first time can look, well, a little overwhelming. It's a wall of text. But here's the secret. It's actually brilliantly organized. So let's take a quick tour of its structure.
And here is the key, the magic number, 16. Every single SDS for any chemical anywhere in the world has exactly 16 sections, and they are always in the same order. This global standard is what makes it so powerful and easy to use once you know the layout.
All right, let's break this beast down. Sections 1 through 8 are what I call your on-the-ground info. This is your quick start guide. What is this stuff? How can it hurt me? What do I do if something goes wrong? And what gear do I need to wear to stay safe? It's all right there in the first half.
Then we get to the second half, sections 9 through 16. This is the deep dive, the more technical side of things. This is super important for engineers, safety specialists, and the folks in logistics. It covers everything from the chemical's boiling point to its environmental impact and all the legal rules for shipping and disposal.
But here's the best part, and probably the biggest thing I want you to take away today. You do not have to read all 16 sections every single time you use a chemical. No way. There's a much smarter, much faster way to get the info you need. I call it the 30-second safety check.
Here's the playbook. It's super simple. First, jump straight to section 2. Ask, how can this hurt me? Flammable? Toxic? Got it. Next, section 8. What do I need to wear? Gloves? Goggles? Check. Then, a quick scan of sections 4, 5, and 6 so you know the emergency plan for first aid, fire, or a spill. And finally, glance at 7 and 10 to know how to handle it and what not to mix it with. That's it. It's a simple habit that makes a huge difference.
And that's the whole point, isn't it? It's not a memory test, it's an open book exam, and the key is just knowing which page to turn to. It's all about efficiency, about knowing exactly where that life-saving info is hiding in plain sight.
Okay, theory is great, but let's see how this works in the real world. Let's put our 30-second check to the test.
Imagine you're about to use sulfuric acid. You pull up the SDS. Let's go. Section 2, highly corrosive. Right, don't get it on my skin. Section 8, gloves and goggles. Done. Section 4, first aid. If I get a splash, wash with a ton of water. Good to know. And Section 10, whoa, it reacts dangerously with water. Now that's critical information, especially if there's a big spill. See? In just a few seconds, you're not just protected, you are prepared.
So where do you find these things? Well, in a lab, you'll probably find a big binder or a computer station near the chemical storage. In a factory, they'll be in the control room or safety office. And these days, they're almost always available digitally. But here's the absolute non-negotiable rule. By law, an SDS must be accessible to you at all times. No excuses. It's your right.
So let's bring this all home. Why does mastering this one document matter so much? Well, because it's your first and your best line of defense against things going wrong. And this is the core idea right here. The information in an SDS isn't just reactive. It's not just for cleaning up a mess. It's proactive. It's designed to prevent that mess from ever happening in the first place. It's there to protect you, your coworkers, and the world around you.
And that protection works on so many levels. Yeah, the biggest piece of the pie is protecting workers. That's you. But it also gives us the info we need to protect the environment, to stop expensive equipment from getting damaged, and of course, to make sure the company is following the law.
Ultimately, that's the real power of the SDS. It takes a container of some chemical with a long, scary-looking name, an unknown, and it turns it into a known. It hands you the knowledge, and with that knowledge comes the power to work safely and with confidence.
So you now have the key. You know how to decode the manual. It's not a mystery anymore. The only question left is, how are you going to use it? How will you make this a part of your daily routine to take ownership of your safety and the safety of everyone around you?